Coach look like he's somewhere fun right now. I'm trying to be with a coach at. That's why you late. And then on top of that, you glowing. So you wherever you at is definitely clearly working out well for you, Coach. Let's bring him in. We got Coach Wayde on the line, and today we're talking about unconditional love. We ain't got a lot of time because we got to let him get back to his vacation. But I wanted to have this subject in particular for very one-pointed reason. And that is, I don't think people know how to distinguish love from unconditional love. So, Coach Wayde, we ain't going to hold up too much of your time. Let's just start right there. Explain the difference between being in love and having someone love you unconditional. What's the difference?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Greetings
Hey,
from
Coach
Punta
Wayde.
Cana, Dominican Republic.
Ooh,
That's where I am today.
Don't drink the water out there. Don't drink the water in DR.
Only the beer.
Okay.
Only the beer.
Yeah,
Only
okay.
the that's the only.
But you good with that? All right, now go ahead.
So it's such an interesting topic. When I got the message from Shannon Dale, I said to him that this is something I actually do want to talk about because I make it very clear that I do not believe unconditional love exists in romantic relationships.
Yeah,
it's impossible for unconditional love to exist in romantic relationships. And the problem
Shannon
with that
is looking like really? No, Shannon, he's absolutely right, and I'm excited for him to explain why. Listen, just listen.
Here's the thing. It's a real thing. When people believe that unconditional love exists in a romantic relationship, they set themselves up for failure.
Yep.
Because that's where complicitness comes in. That's where you start taking things for granted.
Yep.
And you go on cruise control. Here's the thing, Shannon. You and the other person fell in love because certain conditions were met.
Absolutely.
If this person did not meet a condition that you have, then you would not have fallen in love with that person.
Exactly.
So by its very nature, a relationship is already conditional.
And you should see Shannon's face right now. Shannon, I'm going to be really real with you. Like, straight up, if I fell in love with you and you was in the gym and that body was, like, rock hard, and then all of a sudden, 3 years later, you want to grow a bear gut on me and no longer go to the gym, I'm sorry. My feelings might change. It might seem superficial, but there's a condition there. I'm just saying. And, I mean, that's an extreme. That's an extreme.
Yeah.
That's an extreme. There are other situations that are even lighter. Like, say, you fell in love with somebody, then they lost their job, and now it's not the same life. Things happen, and then emotions change because of those incidents happening. It's not so much that they're broke, but now you guys are dealing with different types of issues, and you start to have other elements into what was your pretty bubble.
So I'd even go to a different extent with it as well. You're not wrong in that sense.
Yeah.
The extent that I would go with it is that the conditions that were met could have been based on your values. Maybe you had values that are aligned, and so those aren't being met anymore. Maybe because of how you made the person feel special. You went out on dates, you took them to this, you took them to that, you started traveling. Those are things. Your opinion on certain things were very important. You met those. The condition of being employed, as you said, was there, and that's no longer there. The condition of you taking care of me in a specific type of way.
Yeah, that's what Shannon just said. Shannon said, like you carry them God's Spanish cord and you can't afford to keep carrying them God's Spanish cord. You can afford it just one time and know them want Spanish cord all the time.
But he's not wrong, though.
He's not wrong.
You spoil a person.
Yeah.
And so this person fell in love with you based on certain things. Now,
that you were doing.
If you were real and saying, hey, it's a one-time thing. We're going here because I want to treat you, because it's Mother's Day, because it's our anniversary, and you set the expectation that these are special occasions, then the expectation is there. But if you're whining and dining this person because you're going to check cash in place and borrowing money from this person or that person to kind of make it work, then you're setting up the wrong conditions in a relationship.
And you don't be surprised when it fails. Exactly. But see, I'm going to give you a real life situation. I'm going to give you a real life situation. It was a situation with a friend of mine, got married, and they were very happy. They were basically from the marriage gate saying, yeah, we want to build a life together. I'm talking happiness. But then all of a sudden, she got this new job. Doesn't want to have a baby. So that became the biggest issue between the two of them, because when they started out and they've been together for a while now, they were saying we want to build together. No rush to get pregnant, no rush to do anything because we're in this together. But then all of a sudden, the circumstance changed with the job position, because, you know, as a woman, a lot of times that will change our mind right quick, because it's not like men. If we get pregnant, a lot of times our job is now at risk.
Right.
They might not even put it on the surface, but it really is at risk once that happens. So truth is truth. So that changed. And while he was still dead set on, I need my baby, over here was more like, I love you, but I got to take care of me first, and this is more important. Right. So that is a more, like, just to show you unconditional love, things happen.
But that's the example, a perfect example, when I was talking about the fact that values have to be aligned.
Yeah.
And if your values aren't aligned, or they no longer become aligned because they're not misaligned, you now need to reevaluate. And that's why the relationship cannot be unconditional.
Yeah.
Because the condition why you got with this person is because we were going to get married, we were going to have children, and we're going to start a family. Now you're no longer wanting to meet that condition that I said before. Yeah. And so now I need to revisit if I want to be in a relationship with you. Here's a different extent. This woman now, the husband and wife, and this is a real situation. Yeah. They got married. They did not want children, neither one of them. And so they did, the things that they needed to do. He got a vasectomy, and they always wore protection to make sure. She ended up getting pregnant anyways. Yeah. And through DNA test, it was his child. And she did not have an abortion, which is what they had agreed upon. She carried the baby to term, and he left her because he did not want to have a child. He was not looking to have a family. The condition upon which he fell in love with this person is because their values align. Yeah. Now their values are misaligned because she wants something that he does not want. Yeah. He's no longer wanting to be. It's not that he didn't love her anymore. It's not that. So let's not get the whole twisted up unconditional love and being in love.
Shannon is so upset about this scenario. This scenario
it's a bad situation.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a female, and I'm going to look you dead directly in your face, Shannon. As a man, and me telling you as a woman, I don't want no picnic. And then we do everything. They did use a condom. If you weren't listening, Shannon, they used condoms.
And he had a vasectomy as well,
and on top of that, he had a vasectomy. They did a DNA test, and it was really
two DNA tests. One prenatal before the baby was born, and then one after the baby was born, and both said it's his.
No, that baby was supposed to be born. That baby was supposed to be born. But here is the thing. He was very clear about what he wanted and what he did not want. Right. So at the end of the day, you really cannot, you can be disappointed, but you can't get mad when somebody tells you exactly what they want out of life. That's now your choice, and you decided to do that. So that's on you.
So here's the extent of it as well, too. And it's a real situation.
Oh, yeah.
He said, okay, so we're having an abortion, right? No, I'm not going to have an abortion. Right. So now you've changed the terms of our marriage. And so he didn't want to be with her. However, this gentleman still went ahead and supported the child.
Of course.
He paid money because it's his child. He gave the child support every single month, every time. But he did not want to have a relationship with a child.
Yeah, but see,
because that was not the terms of his understanding.
That's what I was going to say. There are people who mentally, really and truly don't want to go into the parental zone. And a lot of times I have seen for myself, I'm not like you. I didn't go to school and study minds. I just watch people and read them. But I've realized that the people like that usually are people that had very rough childhoods, and they don't want to have the pressure of trying to have a more perfect childhood for another child. Like, they don't want that pressure. They just want to live. So the person might not be a cruel person. It might be a cruel act to you, but in their mind, they're not really a cruel person. It's just that they know the level of emotion that they can give and that they can accept. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's not of the type that he ever wanted to have children. He doesn't view himself as a father figure, and he never wanted to be. So how are you going to force something on? And that's essentially what happened. I might get in trouble for saying that, but she forced him to be a father.
Yeah, you ain't going to get in trouble with me. That's truth.
No, he did not want to have a child. Right. And she also said she didn't want to have a child. Yep. But instead of having an abortion, which they both agreed upon, this was their marital contract. Right. I know people don't like when I refer to marriage as a contract. But it is a contract.
It is.
And their marital contract was that we were not going to have children. I'm gonna get a vasectomy. We're gonna wear condoms. Yeah. You're gonna go on the pill. And if it does happen that you get pregnant, you're gonna have an abortion. Yes, I agree. Then let's get married.
This man wanted to travel the world. Look, Shannon is still in a loop about this whole situation.
So,
He
so
just
Shannon,
can't digest it. He can't
let me talk
digest
to Shannon for a second. Let me talk to Shannon for a second.
Yeah.
Shannon, there's no situation in this world where I would personally know that I have a child and I could not be in that child's life.
Yeah.
There's not a situation in the world that I could be in a situation knowing that there's a child that exists that's mine and me not wanting to be around them.
Absolutely.
That said, that's me. I cannot impart my personal belief on someone else. As much as I don't agree with this gentleman, I don't agree with him.
Yeah.
I agree with his right to not be subjected to something he did not want. And that's the difference. I don't agree with him because I would want to be in the child's life.
Yeah.
But I can't be mad at him for him choosing to continue on with something that he agreed to. And that's where we force our beliefs and our systems on other people, thinking that they must conform to do exactly what I would do in a situation.
Absolutely.
And it's not right.
But Shannon, I don't want you to get what he's saying confused. He's not saying that just because they had this agreement, she no longer had the right to have the kid. Of course she has the right to have the kid.
If she wants
However, she has to understand that this is what the agreement was. So if you break it, then you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That is yours to deal with. It is what it is. And I mean, I have sympathy for it because, to be honest with you, I'm a female and I never wanted to have babies. Never. Like, that wasn't even a thought. Like, when I got pregnant, I had to have those quick moments of thinking and going. But I mean, I did. I would never, ever do it again. Ever. Like, ever. Like, ever, ever, ever. So I very much tell anybody I date, if you need more kids, I would advise you to go out and go get them from now, because me and you ain't gonna do that together. We ain't doing it. I don't want nothing suckling on me, and I don't want nothing disturbing my sleep. I don't want to have to pack any kind of nappy bag just to go across the street to a gas station, and ain't nobody gonna tell me no when I tell them to stop. I ain't doing that again. God bless y'all. Nope.
You scared a whole bunch of pregnant people right now.
Why they messing? No, no. I'm nearing menopause age. No. No, but seriously, just for those people that are listening, because some might still feel a way. They're like, nah, but you're supposed to unconditionally love your partner, and just reiterate the difference of romantic love. And if there is a thing called unconditional love, where is it usually reserved for?
Okay. So that's a two-part question.
Yeah.
The first part I will tackle of those people who say that, you know what, we're supposed to love each other unconditionally.
Yeah.
You don't want someone to love you unconditionally.
Sure,
you want someone to always try.
Yeah.
You want them to always continue to try to win your love. Yeah. You want them always to continue to try to be that person that they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. Yep. You want them to continue to woo you, to date you, to impress you. Yep. You want them to continue. Because if your love becomes unconditional, they don't need to try anymore. Because it's now, no matter what I do, you're going to stay with me and love me anyway. So why do I need to keep trying to win you?
Exactly.
You don't want someone to love you unconditionally. You want them to be a part of those conditions that were met when you originally started dating. And that's what you should be looking for. Someone who keeps trying. And the second part of the question is, unconditional love exists, just not in a romantic relationship. Yeah. Unconditional love exists in familial relationship, where I will love my child, even if they're a serial killer. I will continue to love them.
I'm gonna love that. That's my serial killer.
I'm not. You're right. I'm not going to agree with what they're doing. I might be the one to call the police because I'm not trying to.
Yeah, but I'm gonna love you while you go to court with your crazy tail self.
Correct. There's no condition my child has to meet before I fall in love with them.
Absolutely.
There's no condition my child has to meet for me to continue to love them forever and ever. That is unconditional love, and that's only existed between family members. Yeah. It can't exist in a romantic relationship because unless it's not even an arranged marriage. Maybe. In those situations, but that's a different kind of love.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the love you're looking for.
Yeah. That is, even arranged marriages, there are conditions clearly to the arranged marriage. But I love what you just said with the parents and the kids, because I always like to reiterate, especially out here on the islands, to the parents out there, that really is what most kids want. They want to know that no matter which path they're taking, that at least they're safe place, their home, their
Right.
parents. Love them regardless. Some of you don't even realize when you say things to your kids how harmful those things are. Don't sit there, look at your kid and ask them why them so black. No, look on your picnic and say why you so fat. Do not look at your child and then see their grades and call them dunce or dummy. These things are things that you are feeding into your children, and they're your children. So if they hear that from your mouth, they truly start to believe that, and they start forming themselves into the words you have spoken into their little bodies, and y'all need to stop it.
Yeah. As a parent, you become your child, and you should be your child's place of refuge.
Absolutely.
You should be where they come for comfort. You should be where they come for care and for love. And if the person they're supposed to go to for love and care and tenderness is the one that's calling them black, dirty, stupid, ugly child,
Exactly.
then where will they then go to
Where
have
they gonna get
that place of refuge? They're going to go out thinking that how I'm being treated is acceptable, because if my mom and dad are treating me this way, then it's okay for other people to treat me this way.
Yep.
And that's where the cycle starts.
And
that's
then some of y'all,
so,
one that really gets me more mad than all of the ones we just said are the parents that when their little boy picnic cries or gets sad, they call them sissy boy or other stuff like that.
Man up.
You know, I mean, some of you literally are choosing your child's sexuality by telling them that, because they start to believe, well, maybe I am a girly boy. Well, maybe I am this. Of course, there are kids that are, and that's their business, and you should love them as they are. But some of you are literally pushing your kids over to the edge because that's what they believe now. They believe that I'm not acting like a little boy should be acting, so I must not be a boy. So some of you are to blame. I remember I was hearing the story about a kid that their parents were literally sending them to school dressed up. I think I told this story before, but they were sending him to school dressed up as a girl. And this story sticks to me because this is like almost the same thing, but on the other side of the fence. The little boy wore shoes of a girl one time, so the parents were like, yeah, my little boy wants to be a girl, and speaking this into this little boy's brain, right? And it turned out at the time when this story came out, this wasn't a big thing, so people were up in arms about it. So they had to send the kid to a psychologist and have him talk about it. And after about a couple of weeks of just talking to the kid, the psychologist realized that what happened was they entered a new baby into the family, and the baby was a little girl. And the kid started to feel ignored. And he thought the reason why he wasn't getting the love anymore was because he was a boy, because they were being so girly with the dressing up of, because you know when you get a girl baby, it's different. And so that is what made the boy start to wear the girl stuff, because he thought maybe the parents would be like, all right, look at me. But here you had a set of parents already telling the child who the child is before the child had a chance to really develop and understand themselves. Parents are dangerous. We are dangerous. And if you don't pay attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth and you do not love your child unconditionally, you could be the biggest problem as to why they grow up with so many issues.
You know, given the ability to biologically have a child doesn't mean that you should go out there and have one.
Sure don't.
You know, and
say that.
really
Wait, say that one more time. Just say that. Just say that one more time for me.
No, honestly, having the ability to biologically have a child doesn't necessarily mean that you should be a parent, because some of you are not equipped. You go out there to do it simply because it's the thing to do. And you know, we have a stigma in Jamaica that if you don't have children by a certain, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And so people go out there and they have children that they're not ready mentally for, and they're not prepared for, because they are not at a space where they can love another human being, because they still struggle to love themselves.
Yep.
And so we now need to reevaluate these things, where if you are pregnant or if you get pregnant and you don't think that you are the person to have a child, don't do it because of people pressuring you to do it.
Absolutely.
Make a conscious, smart decision that will protect you and this
and your
person,
future, and your future. Trust me, God ain't gonna come down from the heavens and spite you for making that decision. I don't care what nobody wants to run up on, no kind of religion and tell nobody. It ain't got nothing. Your soul is the meat of who you are. All right, so just go forth and be a good person. And if this is not the time for you, then it's not the time for you. You bringing in a child that you're not gonna be able to take care of, that's just gonna suffer and repeat a cycle, is not being the better person. It's just not. I don't care who whispers that in your ear. It's just not.
Yeah. It's not. So, we need to make better choices. We need to make smart choices.
And we need to make sure Roe versus Wade doesn't happen also.
We need to make sure it stays exactly where it is.
Absolutely.
Because that would be a travesty and devastation if that a lot of people will be moving to Canada.
I know that's right. A lot of vacation trips to Canada too. A lot of timely trips to Canada. I'm just saying. No, but
being bought.
Look. All they gotta do, if men were able to be the ones that got pregnant, this wouldn't even be a topic. There will be drive-through abortion clinics for all. You know what I'm saying? After you swig a bear, just drive on through because you done hit it wrong at the club, and it just no. And it is. I
said this before. If anyone ever proposes a law that has any control over any man's body, see how quick that gets thrown down.
See how quick. Exactly.
How quickly that would be thrown down.
But they over here worried about what we women would do with our ours. They don't
okay,
they don't want us
because
to
you can't make decisions on your own.
We can't.
You're not smart enough to make decisions on your own.
As a woman, we can't choose when and when not to have the baby. As a woman, we're not allowed to be sexually free. As a woman.
Opinions. You can't have an opinion.
Oh my gosh. That's like, oh my gosh. You don't have an opinion. Oh no.
That's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. And then when you have all these things, they tend to think, you also like chicks.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, not that there's anything wrong with that. No, there's not. But that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying?
The case, no.
Shout out to all of my women fans that love women. I do love
you women too,
from
so
a
it's all
distance.
good.
Yes. But just not that way for me. I haven't given up on men yet. I haven't given up yet. Not yet. I'm keeping hope alive. But anyway, Coach Wayde, where can people find you? Where can people... Are you men laughing at me right now for saying I'm keeping hope alive? I am keeping hope alive.
They're not buying it. They're not buying it.
I'm not enjoying the men's faces over there. And the fact that I can't hear what they're giggling about, it's truly not a good thing. If I could be a fly on the wall to hear what they really say about me when I'm not around.
Other people's opinion of you belongs to them, not to you. Let's just leave it there.
Oh, you're on their side, Coach Wayde. You're on their side. What's your social?
I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Man, I thought we was friends, son.
Their opinion of you is theirs, not yours.
I know.
Right? So
absolutely,
whatever they believe is whatever. It doesn't make it any true.
I just want to know what it is, though. I still want to know what it is. I be wanting to know. I told somebody the other day. I said, when I die, I want people to have all different stories about me. Everybody to talk, because you know why? Because I'm human. So to every different person, I was a different person. If you came at me left, I'm gonna come at you harder with the left.
Man.
If you came at me soft, we gonna have a nice time. So at the end of the day, when I'm dead, I want everybody to have 5 million different things to say about me, because all of that.
I don't think you have an issue with that right now.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure you're good. So I told my wife that at my funeral, I want her to play the Frank Sinatra My Way, because that's exactly how I live my life. I did it my way. Not anybody else's way, not anyone else's opinion.
Yeah.
I did it exactly how I wanted to do it, and that's it.
Absolutely. Coach Wayde, give me your social media. We done well past the commercial break, but it's all good.
Oh, Take 2 steps forward. That's how you find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
On the website, it's take2stepsforward.com. But if you're itching, come find me in Punta Cana. I'm at the Secrets Resort. Come on down.
Don't make your wife start box up people talk about come link me. What's wrong with you? Go have some
She's
fun.
in Orlando. She's got to come down too. I'm here. Let's have fun.
See, this
is
is
party time tonight.
This is my kind of marriage right here. Punta Cana. Coach Wayde on the line. It is so nice to talk to you. Until next Tuesday, my good dear friend.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, until next time, let's pause for the cause at least for 2 seconds and come back. We got like 12 minutes left of a show, but it's all good. It's The Bridge 99.